Remember Frosty the Snowman? That's a horror movie on paper. Jack Frost took this further by putting the soul of a serial killer in a mutated snowman. He devastates a small town, ruining more than a few people's Christmases. This is Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. By the way, they named it Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman, so you wouldn't think it was a sequel to the Michael Keaton movie of the same name, which was also kind of scary. It's been a year since the events of the first movie, and Sam is still recovering in therapy, where the only coping mechanism he seemed to have learned is turning trauma into nursery rhymes.
Jack was quick. Jack gouged eyes with candlesticks.
The doctor's secretary listens in on his session over the phone, a blatant HIPAA violation. Then more and more people join in, it's like the entire village people, and laugh at his recap of the first movie. Well, it's not like he's getting his copay back anyway. In a nutshell, Jack was a killer who got mutated by chemicals and dissolved in a snowbank. He then came back to life as a killer snowman, iced a bunch of people, pun intended, got inappropriate with Shannon Elizabeth in a bathtub, and was eventually killed when he was thrown in antifreeze. Jack's antifreeze was buried in an unmarked grave. Couldn't have been too hard to find though, because scientists dug him up so we can actually have a movie. They experiment on the antifreeze, pour it into other containers, mix it with other fruity flavors, science shit. But you also get the impression that whatever they're trying to do, they suck at it. He's securely stored in an open tank until a janitor comes in and knocks a cup of coffee into his tank. I'm usually homicidal before my first cup of coffee. You can tell something significant is happening from the crappy CGI. Actually, get used to crappy CGI. And apparently that's all it takes to wake Jack back up, and he gets right back into it, and the poor janitor gets it. I guess his snow melts and he escapes down the drain. So we start off back in Snowmanton at the super fancy international airport. I've seen fancier general stores. Sam and the fam, minus the kid, is planning a tropical getaway to attend his deputy's destination wedding. The chances of running into a killer snowman in a tropical island is fairly low, but not zero. Tropical island destination wedding on a cop's salary? Really? Colonel Hickering greets his guests in the most weirdest Mr. Rourke kind of way. They're here to party. They're here to get laid. He's here to escape a killer snowman. What? You heard me. Somehow Jack made it from the drain to the ocean, where he finds Doug Jones and another castaway fighting over a carrot. Yeah, Doug Jones, which Jack claims for his nose. He's headed for the island. Nothing drops your standards quicker than an island paradise, am I right? Sam can't seem to enjoy himself because he's still haunted by the snowman. His melancholy does not go unnoticed.
Looks like we have us a party pooper duper! This is a job for Captain Fun!
Let me guess, he's got the weed. Jack washes up on the island, but all you see at this point is his nose. He's still missing a few parts, soon to be provided by his next victims, 3 ditzy girls at a campfire. He's a bit rusty when he tries to kill the first girl with icicles, so he has to go a little less subtle. He gets the second one with spikes, and kills the third one with tongs. Of all things. Snowman on the beach. Weird, but fucking beautiful. Captain Fun is really overstepping. There's a buffet scene I think they just shot at the craft services table. Anvil Girl's body is discovered. Flat as a pancake, no snowman. I know what you're thinking. Boating accident. But don't worry, Agent Popeye Manners is on the case.
Aye, aye, Captain!
They're keeping it hush-hush so they don't panic the guests. The beach is going to be open on July 4th, damn it. Manners was in the last movie and survived Jack Frost's rampage. And somehow Manners didn't think Sam would recognize him. Phone lines are down, of course. Next thing you know, all their cars won't start. Even their high-tech satellite is out. Real high-tech. But it's not snowman-proof.
Hello? Can we get a drink?
Now, where is everybody?
I don't know.
Maybe because it's 9:30 in the morning? 3 dead bodies, and even if the phones were working, let's not get the authorities involved. These people are here to party, and corpses can't demand refunds. I appreciate how little they've shown of Jack so far. Like Jaws, rather than an artistic choice, it was probably a technical budget thing. This model's nips aren't nearly perky enough, so we need ice. I think Jack possesses the ice in the cooler, but they scream at each other like they're trying to be chosen to be rubbed on her. Oh, I get the joke now.
Ooh,
Screw me over.
Okay, Jack, enjoy it while you got it. Jack doesn't like getting chewed up. He also gets in some selfies killing the photographer. Instagram ready. Sam's snowman sense is tingling.
Meet me in reception in 10 minutes.
Manners tells Sam to meet him after he pees. Really?
I have to pee.
Who's next?
You sure no one followed you?
There's like 5 people on the island, I would have noticed. They have no reason to suspect Jack is even back, but it's the only conclusion they come to. I'm gonna wager there was a lot of drugs involved in the production of this movie. So far, Sam's been getting weird vibes as if Jack was inside his head. They even try to set a trap, but they catch the Colonel in a snowman costume. Being knocked out cold never bothered him anyway. It's one of those things where nobody believes the one guy, then turns out to be true, and they all have to eat shit afterwards. That night, a woman goes naked swimming. Yay, gratuitous nudity. And Jack freezes the top of the water, so she drowns. And then Elsa here freezes everything. This kills a woman sunbathing at night, okay, but at least the beer is chilled. And this also makes it snow. Nobody's bothered by this. Everyone starts a snowball fight. Snowball! 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 An idiot sticks his tongue on what I hope isn't Jack's. Jack yanks him off and rips his tongue clean off. Ugh. Jack even gets in on the snowball fight. Apparently, he can throw a snowball at lethal velocities, and he even starts throwing icicles like an X-Man. He just slaughters everyone. Sam assaults another innocent snowman before Jack finally shows up.
Miss me?
You know, sometimes saying I told you so is appropriate and very satisfying.
It's Jack. I told you, I felt it all along.
We don't even know if it is Jack Frost.
Probably some other walking, talking snowman.
Okay, that line made me laugh. I don't know why, it just made me laugh. The reason Sam and Jack are linked, Sam bled into the antifreeze that killed him last time, mixing their DNA, so they're kind of like blood brothers. What? Sam and Agent Manners go looking for Jack with super soakers full of antifreeze. Instead, they find these idiots.
He can turn himself into water and come right underneath the door. Gotta make it as airtight as possible.
What about your wife?
Oh, she's very airtight. They break into the island's coolant stash, which is probably used in the margaritas. Coolant and antifreeze are the same, right? Well, they take the stuff and they fill a fountain as a trap for Jack.
So, what are we doing?
And he totally takes the bait. He falls into the fountain full of coolant, and at first it looks like he's dead. This was based on the assumption that coolant and antifreeze are the same thing. Antifreeze is mainly made up of ethylene glycol or propylene glycol, while coolant is made up of antifreeze in a 50-50 mixture with water. So this stuff is essentially watered down. And now Jack is stronger because of the genetic experiments at the beginning.
It's called snowballing.
You request this?
They are way too interested in that snowball, which hatches into an adorable baby snowman. A snow baby. Oopsie. So Jack is reproducing now, asexually. Don't even think about it, pal. Yeah, it's cute, but kind of mean. It attacks Captain Fun, but she finishes the job. He was annoying anyway. Silly man, you cannot hurt a snowball. Manners goes hunting for Jack. He just enters unannounced, so that makes him bad Manners. He finds a shed full of more of those living snow babies. Well, that's what they are.
If you find any more of those snowballs, don't go near them. They're vicious little killers.
Things that would have been useful to know 5 minutes ago.
The tension, Hitchcock would be proud. Who wants snow cones? These things seem to be indestructible, and there's a supply ship coming in the morning, but they can't let these things get off the island, which is funny because Jack didn't seem to need a ship to get here in the first place. In any movie with a cute group of critters, of course there's a montage of them doing cute shit. Okay, some of it is horrifying. They sit on a stove because their asses are cooked. One of the snow babies is killed with a banana daiquiri. Lightweight.
Sam's allergic to bananas.
Therefore, the bananas are lethal to Jack and anything of him. So there's your weapon. It's super effective. So they take all these bananas and they fill their squirt guns with this banana goop. Even the poor little guy who's just drinking at the bar gets daiquiried.
The horror. The horror. They hurt me, Father.
One dies in Jack's hands, and it's kind of weirdly sad. So are we, dude. Tears.
Now it's killing time.
What time was it before? Jack goes berserker and kills the Colonel and Bobby. Marla and Joe lock themselves in the freezer, leaving Anne and Sam to deal with Jack.
Bitch, you killed my family!
He seals Anne in a box made of ice and totally not styrofoam.
Son of a bitch!
But Sam brings the heat with a banana bow and arrow. Oh my god, this movie, I can't. You know, she's still inside his body, by the way. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? God, that joke is overused. Yeah, she's okay. And they walk off together, but all is not well. The supply ship is crushed by a giant carrot. This would have led to the third in the trilogy, where Jack was planned to be of kaiju size. It's yet to happen. Also, I think they forgot something.
Hello?
And that was Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. While I appreciate the continuity, everyone seems to be a massive step back. Sam is dealing with the PTSD in the most ham-fisted example of character progression, but it's one note, and it's played for laughs. Jack's powers have upgraded to Omega Mutant levels. Almost every side character is annoying. Not even likable annoying, just bizarre caricatures. The sequel has an amateurish feel to it. The acting is bad, weird, over the top, and cringy. The story is ridiculous, full of plot holes and leaps in logic. It's slow. This movie is a chore to get through in parts. The characters are just so bad it's hard to sympathize or root for anyone who's not obvious body fodder. That said, there are some pretty funny lines. Some funny scenes that swing between taking themselves too seriously and being very self-aware and in on the joke. That adds a touch of goofy fun and keeps things from being a total disaster. Jack Frost 2 is 1.5 Bs. Not nearly as good as the first one, too many slow parts, but it's still cheesy Christmas fun. But I think I've seen this movie as many times as I need to in my lifetime. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, the bell. You know, the usual YouTube stuff. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays. This is the Newbie, and I'll see you in the next year, kids. Toodles!